Hello. We're here with Heart of Hollywood Magazine, and we are in the studios of Stream Live USA headquarters with the president, Tyler Smith. Welcome.
Hello, Richard. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. So tell us, what happens here?
What happens at Stream Live? Really nothing short of magic. Stream Live, we are a platform that's dedicated to producing music content and live concerts. And then we stream those concerts for free on our platform to about 195 countries around the world. So from the magic on the stage to just the magic in front of the camera, we're all about developing a truly unique platform for fans and artists alike.
That sounds wonderful. So you use the word magic. Can you break this down a little for us? Tell us about some magic that you experienced recently here at one of the events, in one of the functions.
Recently, well, that's actually I'd say that's a pretty tough pill because every event is truly unique in its own outright. We have showcases with some of the top emerging talent from around the world, all the way up to some of the biggest names, from around the world. So, in terms of the magic that I suppose I see every day, it more so has to deal with the support that we provide to artists, whether it be content or whether it be our platform. That's the magic, I suppose. Yeah.
So thinking of it, when you talk about streaming, I suppose what we're talking about is really leveraging the technology. Previously, we would have events where people were asked to come physically. There were constraints that were determined by space, and here this opens things up, and essentially I would imagine that you can present to people live, as well as I'm sure you record, an opportunity to see people performing live. So it's a showcase, but then it has the tremendous advantage of using the internet and leveraging that, as I said.
Yes, our platform is comprised of a hi-fi, high-def multicam stream. And again, the impetus, behind all of our concerts is being able to democratize being able to go and enjoy your favorite artist. So we're the only platform on the market that offers the level of concerts that we do, for free. We also are an ad-supported platform, but that's not really why we do it. The reason we do it, again, is to help artists penetrate a global market that otherwise they would have difficulty doing. On top of that, we work with some of the best music directors and some of the best stage coaches, from around the world, and some of the best production companies. And so we're able to produce it in person, and then we're able to just to market or to place that product in different areas around the world, through our technology. So.
Understood. Yeah, I think this would be the, as they say, the bleeding edge of presentation, if you will. Is it very common, or is this the forefront and not very prevalent as yet?
Well, I certainly won't say that we're not at the forefront of the market. We traditionally, we focused on live streaming, whether that was concerts that we organized or otherwise. But this year and leading into 2025, organizing our own concerts is, to us, just the natural next step to truly, being revered as one of the top companies in the space. So our creativity is not just limited by our UI and our platform, but it also is brought to life in person. And these are just again, that magic that I spoke about earlier, that's what we look to create with every single show, with every person that we work with. And so, it's a unique experience, whether you're here in person or whether you're watching from home.
I can see where it is unique, as you say, because again, looking at how the internet has provided such an incredible opportunity, and as you said, a way to democratize how content is provided to others. So I can easily see where handled properly, as you're talking about doing, where essentially you are you have a box, if you will, and you're not limited by the physical space anymore, where it's a question of how many people you could get into the facility, how many seats you had, what the accommodations were. Here, that's actually secondary to the fact that you are producing a show, if you will, streaming live, and also, as I mentioned, I'm sure you're recording it, so you can capture that, and so I can see where that would be a wonderful opportunity.
Sure, yeah, and it's funny because whenever I speak to an artist before they get onto the stage, I always say the same thing, and that's even though they're rehearsing in the very venue that will be filled with many people, in an hour, 2 hours time, that they should focus a lot more on just their presentation and the performance itself, because the people that will be here in our venue, or the people that are in a 10,000 seat auditorium, it doesn't really compare to the numbers that they would see from users from around the world. So yeah.
I think it's very interesting because we saw that so much. We saw that when we were all had to shelter in place, so to speak, and we weren't able to get out. And I think that's what really brought this technology to our attention. But I think that the opportunity that it does provide is tremendous, and it is, as you say, it's you didn't use the words, but essentially it's a frontier. And I think it is the way things will be done, as a matter of course. So I think I can see where that would be very fulfilling to be involved with something like that, where you really have an idea that you can basically create the content like recording. The difference between having to try to promote a venue event where you have to get the people in the seats. Here, you're a producer, you're producing an event, but essentially you're capturing it as though you were in a recording studio.
Absolutely. With myself and my team, it's always a challenge of being both someone that uses both the left brain and the right brain with every decision, whether it's a creative decision or an operational decision. But in terms of the market, I would say that our unique value proposition is that we focus on music content. If you look at the current landscape right now, you have this trajectory of consolidation, mergers, acquisitions, just within that streaming world. And so when we're able to sort of come from a different perspective, where we're not just an entertainment provider, but we also are a social media platform, for artists. So we have a unique value in the sense of people can both enjoy video on our platform, but they can also engage with artists. They can message directly with artists. Artists can message directly with their fans, and our content doesn't need to be supplemented by scripted or non-scripted.
Excellent. And here today, you are going to be the model for the holiday issue of Heart of Hollywood magazine. How did that come about?
Well, it came about through the sole proprietor and really the head of Heart of Hollywood magazine, Giovanna. She's been a member of our venue space. So Nova 3, where we are right now, we offer memberships to creatives. We sponsor artists. We sponsor influencers. But some people, if they're business owners, they would like to just have a membership to use the space and to network. And Giovanna actually a year ago came into our venue during like the holiday break. Like she came in one day with her son, who's like a genius, by the way. They came in and they got a year membership, and I know we had some turnover in the company, but earlier this year I struck up a friendship with Giovanna, and just I love what she's doing. I love her attention to detail. I love her just the mission that Heart of Hollywood drives. And something interesting about the platform is that it doesn't just focus on the glitz and glamour side of things. It really dives into how a creator can be more effective, how they can expand their network, how they can expand their what they offer, and just become a much more well-rounded creative. So Giovanna approached me to have an event here at the venue, and I think about a few months ago, she brought up the notion of maybe being on her magazine. So how could I say no? Yeah.
And I think there are parallels in terms of what the mission is, what the intention is, and that is, I think at the core of it would be service, to be of service. And I think that we know that the arts and creativity is a way to be of service to others and to ourselves as well, in terms of self-expression and sharing thoughts and ideas. So that's wonderful. We're happy to have you here today, and we're looking forward to the shoot. Thank you.
I'm looking forward to it as well. Thank you very much, Richard.
You're welcome. Heart of Hollywood, here in Hollywood, the heart of Hollywood, just off of the Hollywood Boulevard and the Walk of Fame, with CEO of Stream Live, Tyler Smith.